Oh shit. Time for a review, huh? Let's get to it, brothers. Now, if you guys can remember, this is my old setup. My basement, as the name implies, the basement gaming range. Now, I have done to do a throwback to classic format that I used to do for some of those throwback Memory Monday shit type of things. So, I might be here or there doing videos inside our basement, actual basement, but not from me blabbering. Let's actually get to a review. Sorry, you guys, I had to blow on this. This is damn it. This video is just gonna be about me trying to get this thing to work. Finally, there. Hopefully there's no error message here. Hold on. Did it display that before actually? Nope, no error message. Just Nintendo. Now this game is Yoshi's Island. One game near and dear to my heart that I suppose that you guys probably would have played too. Now, back in the day, I played the original, the classic Yoshi's Island for the Nintendo Game Boy. The classic one was actually in the SNES. But what are you saying? What is much different from this than the actual original video game? Well, it's not much different. Okay, you have the same tactics: swallow enemies, throw them at other enemies. Kind of like a weird, violent-ish type of game. But I seem to like it too. Now you also collect stars and flowers just like in any other Mario game that I suppose that I've ever played in my lifetime. I mean, come on. Haven't you ever collected millions of flowers and coins and all that shit? Why don't you collect, like, I don't know, different types of weapons like flamethrowers? And imagine Yoshi with a flamethrower. That would actually be awesome. But much different, isn't it? Like, based on gaming, isn't it gonna imply some, put some kind of gimmicky touchscreen abilities onto the video game? And I suck at the stupid ass game because I never used to like when the video was great. But actually, not really. Most of the time, you're not even using the touch controls. You're just using the basic button controls and physical buttons. So you don't even have to use those touch controls that you don't even like. So you could just play like the old Yoshi. But what makes this one different though? Well, for starters, you do get bonus mini games, which is, I guess, cool, that you unlock. And I suck. That you unlock once you beat that certain bonus mini game on the map. You unlock them through, I think it's keys, but nothing much different. Most of the layout is different. As you can see, the map style and the bosses are pretty much the same too. Let's show you another level. The soundtrack is pretty damn cool. I like the original soundtrack from the SNES version for the Yoshi's Island, and the GBA version pretty much killed it. Like, not killed it as in the good way, as in the bad way. You have new abilities though. You get, by unlocking different babies, you get to have different abilities, such as Peach giving you the ability to glide, and Mario giving you the ability to walk faster, run faster. Um, you also get to unlock each enemy that you fight in. You unlock in the arcade, the museum. But much other than that, it doesn't really bring anything to the table. It is an interesting piece of Nintendo, that piece of the Nintendo pie that you want in your collection. It is a fun game, I will tell you that. Even though it's nothing different, nothing new from the original, which nothing is. I'll tell you something. Nothing is from Nintendo's point. But I will give in this, that Nintendo games are not always gonna be different, and are not always gonna bring something new to the table. In which case, no one actually ever does. So that's one point for Nintendo. But Nintendo does perfect it in the way that even if it's new and not different at all, it's the same, pretty much the same. They sell it so it looks new, it feels new. And I cannot jump over this thing. They add new characters, they add new little bits that make it somewhat viable, but is it worth our money? Not really. Now, I bought this game for $26. Was it worth my money? I still enjoy this game. I mean, there's much to go back to. There's lots of collectibles, and like I said, you could collect the little coins here, and there's always something to come back to when it comes to these types of games. There's never a new type of cake when it comes to Nintendo's party. He always brings the same chocolate mousse cake to the party, and to me, that's fine, as long as it tastes good and there's enough for everyone. Now, is there anything that makes this game special? I wouldn't say that. The soundtrack is, how would you say it? Superb, but, is it worth it? Not really. The characters, somewhat, yes. They do bring you new abilities, but it's nothing really to glamour at or cheer for. But I guess so. Now, I do enjoy my enjoyment. I have my enjoyments with this game, and I'm sure a child would be entertained by this too. It has a lot of story to go back to. It only has 5 worlds though, which sucks. The previous installment of the Yoshi's Island had about 6 worlds, and I heard Yoshi's Island. The new one is not as great as that one, but the main story mode is pretty interesting, and it's all about that gameplay, and the gameplay plays very smoothly. There's new enemies, and there's always an adventure. It's something that looks short, but in reality, it's not about it being short. It's about being hard. I mean, they have short story modes, but they can always still be hard. Look at Halo 2, for instance. 15 levels, come on, Microsoft, but really, it's all about that performance and all that difficulty. And I can't freaking swing onto this little shit. But so far, let me show you something around here. It's nothing really exciting. I can show you the museum here, which brings us to the all the enemies, different enemies. Let's show you some right here. I have jungle. But overall, it's basically the same Yoshi's Island that you have gotten for the Game Boy Advance and the SNES even. You could even get it on the emulator, so is it worth it? No, not really. Unless you were one of those hardcore Nintendo fans. But this is an adventure of Yoshi's Island you should go into, even if it's not different from the others. It is, the gameplay is great. It runs smoothly, and the colors are very vibrant. Nintendo always perfects this thing of setting, even though it doesn't feel new. It's always looking new. They staple that new or that DS title with pride, and that's what makes them great at it. So even though New Super Mario Brothers Wii is the same as the old Super Mario Brothers, it makes it so it looks new. This is the Basement Gaming Nerd, signing out. See you in the next one, you guys. Have a good one.